The Earth is devastated. Zombies have swept away all traces of life, but not all is lost. A group of brave humans has managed to survive, taking shelter in a military base and striving to find a cure. The action begins in a medical institute with a joke about the strange death of a body. The teacher insists it's influenza, but a student suspects there's more to it. Meanwhile, we meet a man who is obsessed with Dr. Zoe. He never leaves her alone and has even tattooed her name on his body. Zoe has consistently rejected his advances, but this time he attempts to attack her. Just in time, the body in the morgue revives, lunges at him, and Zoe manages to escape. The student rushes to warn her friends, but chaos has already broken out. The teacher turns into a zombie. Hysteria takes over the place. The revived corpse from the morgue arrives and kills the girl's boyfriend. She tries to flee and save her friend, but it's too late. She's been bitten. 5 years have passed since that terrifying outbreak. The few but determined survivors take shelter in a military station, searching for clues about the zombies and how to permanently defeat them. Every day is a race against time in this post-apocalyptic world. Zoe is worried because she's caring for a girl who has contagious pneumonia, and they have no antibiotics for treatment. She asks for permission to leave the permitted area, and the military commander sends his brother, with whom she has a romantic relationship, to help her. The next day, after assessing the girl's condition, they set off in search of provisions and medicine. They prepare to leave and say goodbye to their family. Their car breaks down, adding to their misfortune. They become alert, aware that their location is ripe for an ambush, but uncertain of where it will come from. Night falls, and they manage to fix the car just as hordes of zombies arrive. They reach the abandoned hospital where they collect medicine. However, Zoe gets distracted looking for pictures of her family and can't find them. A confrontation with zombies ensues, and Frank, who had left his wife worried, falls in battle. Max appears, a former patient of Zoe's who harassed her and turned into a zombie. He finds a piece of clothing and starts to sniff it. They manage to leave the hospital with the medicine, but without Frank, who has died. When they arrive at the camp, the lieutenant chastises them for their delay, to which they excuse themselves for the car breakdown, but mourn the death of Frank. Max had hitched a ride under their car without their knowledge. When Frank's wife arrives very upset, she blames the doctor for her loss, and the lieutenant questions her for doing so in public. Max waits for an opportunity to infiltrate the camp and manages to do so after taking out a lookout. The girl is already improving thanks to the antibiotics, which brings back memories of Zoe's own childhood. A woman spots blood in the ventilation, and when she opens the grid, a body killed by Max falls out, scaring her immensely. Max throws her to the ground and drags her. He tries to surprise Zoe, but she sounds the alarm and activates the entire camp. Her boyfriend and others rush to help her while Max escapes. Zoe realizes that Max isn't an ordinary zombie. He didn't try to bite her, and he showed her his tattoo, so she asks that they capture him alive. Despite the risks, the lieutenant allows her to experiment on him when Zoe provides proof that Max is different, as he can control his impulses. In her analysis, Zoe discovers there are living parts in his brain, which could be the answer to a cure. With the need to experiment on more zombies, her boyfriend helps Zoe to capture and take samples. However, everything goes out of control and zombies enter the first zone, triggering a confrontation in which several soldiers die. The lieutenant sees Max's tattoo and suspects that Zoe keeps Max alive because he was her ex. They manage to contain the zombies, but a soldier close to Zoe is bitten and the lieutenant kills her. There are tensions between the lieutenant and his brother for having targeted Zoe, but the doctor explains that Max was a patient who became obsessed with her. Max gets the keys to his shackles and looks for Zoe, but she throws acid at him and escapes. Max takes the girl hostage and Zoe drops her weapon, so he takes her and releases the girl. The lieutenant intervenes, and Zoe frees herself, but in another confrontation, the lieutenant loses his life at the hands of the zombies. Max continues chasing Zoe and the girl, but Zoe, who was hiding, kills him. The boy has been bitten and contemplates ending his life, but Zoe tells him she has developed a prototype vaccine. The vaccine works, and Zoe broadcasts over the radio to the entire world that there is hope for humanity. And in the end, Day of the Dead Bloodline combines elements of horror and suspense to illustrate humanity's struggle against the undead. Despite the harsh circumstances, the characters show resilience and ingenuity. The film especially highlights Zoe's strength and determination, not just to survive, but to find a cure and save humanity. Max's unique immunity provides an intriguing twist to the usual zombie narrative. Overall, the movie offers an intense and grim journey through a post-apocalyptic world. It leaves us contemplating how far one can go to survive in such a world and the ethical dilemmas that arise when dealing with a potential cure. The movie delivers not only scares, but also provokes thoughts about survival and morality amidst the chaos.